And we've got Jacek Raubo, Director at Defense 24, joining us this morning. Good morning, sir. Delighted to have you with us.
Good morning, Jacek.
Good morning, and we are going into the heavy life when we are thinking not only about the boxing, we are thinking about the military investments.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Heavyweight military investments. What is this? Can we talk about this Shield East, or some are calling it Eastern Shield, or what Poland is trying to build?
Truly, we are living right now in a very sophisticated situation with our neighbors. First of all, of course, this is the threat coming from the operation below the threshold of war. And that's why we need to strengthen our cooperation between the border guard and military assets there. For instance, countering any forms of infiltration or aggression based on sabotage groups or something like this. So this is not only a situation we had in past when, for instance, border guard need to protect our borders against some criminal organizations or the transfer of illegal things via Poland to Western Europe. Right now, we are dealing with a real threat coming from the Russian and Belarusian intelligence forces, intelligence structures. So this is the first thing, and we need to strengthen, for instance, checkpoints and also give opportunity to our border guards and military to have better protection. That's, I think, the first layer of that. And second aspect, which is, I think, the most controversial one, is strengthening our military posture there. So we need to have, for instance, some capabilities to clear this, to strengthen our cooperation toward some real conventional threats. And that's why we see a synergy between two aspects. First, our own border, and second thing, which I can see right now, strengthening this European Shield initiative, air shield, because this is something which is existing very close to each other. So first of all, we need to have a better protection of our border. Second, we need to think more about the aggression from air. So the missile threat and air threat is a real existing, I think, in our minds, and that's why we need to have a better sensors based on the space, based on some electronic devices on the ground, and also maritime capabilities. So I think we see, and I'm very hope that we will see more debates about it. We see the synergy between both initiatives we're talking right now.
Understood. I mean, it's actually, as you lay out, Jacek, a very complex, sophisticated structure that needs to be put together. And as with complex, sophisticated structures, it's expensive. It's about 2.3 billion euros. Who's footing that bill? Is it just Poland, or is the EU chipping in?
Thank you for this question, because sometimes we are generally focusing on the practical aspects about the procurement, about building something or making some network between different sensors and different interceptors. We need to think more about the financial aspect. And here we are opening a large perspective for strengthening our European pillar of defense. And this is the role of, for instance, European banking system and European cooperation system dedicated to European Union, for instance, strength of industries and also our budget. So when we think about the long-term systems and long-term investments, I think this is the role of European Union. This is the role of our cooperation inside European Union. And I hope that we will use these European tools to create better financial status of this long-term procurements, long-term R&D projects, because this is not only strengthening our security right now, right here. This is something which is building a longer perspective, and we cannot right now predict which threats will be in the next 10 or 20 years from now. So we need to be very careful. We need to have more situational awareness. But on the other hand, we need to focus more on, for instance, emerging and disruptive technologies in the context of our own security systems.
Right, so if I understood correctly, it was the European Investment Bank, right, together with BGK, what Nadia Calvini said, right, that they're going to try and fund this investment, right, as the to the best of my understanding. But what I wanted to ask you about are the most recent news of arrests of 9 people suspected of sabotage. What do we know so far? Because it seems quite nebulous at this point. Are there any new facts? What do we know, and what will be the course of action towards these individuals?
Actually, I will add a comment to your own discussion before our chat right now. There is no surprise on that. Russia, Belarus, they are using tools coming from the intelligence agencies, which are much larger, much wider than only espionage activities. And I even wrote an article on the Defense 24 2022 where I put this threat coming from the sabotage, coming from the operations against our critical infrastructure. This is something which is inside our debate. Right now, I think the mainstream is taking this threat seriously, and I'm very happy that Prime Minister is also highlighting this. Unfortunately, we cannot right now see the full story of that, and this is something not surprising me, because we need to have this clandestine form of counterintelligence umbrella over our head. But we need to accept that Russians and also KDB from Belarusian side, they are targeting our own critical infrastructure, our own logistic hubs, because this is coming from the strategy. They see that military assistance to Ukraine is the vital aspect of Ukraine defense against aggression from 2022 or even before that. So from their logic, they need to interrupt this. They need to erode these forms of support by using not only the political tools or diplomatic tools, because this is not working right now. They need to have more capabilities to, for instance, use terrorist attacks or sabotage against our critical infrastructure, against logistic, against even the forms of sending military assistance. This is a real threat, and we need to, as a whole society, and not only Polish society, whole societies in Europe, we need to accept this, and we need to work on supporting our own counterintelligence services, and this is the role of, I think, every citizen right now, to have the situational awareness, to look on some specific situations around us and inform authorities when there is some kind of threat or possible threat against our own security.
All right. Well, thank you very much for laying that out for us, Jacek. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there, but I'd love to spend more time understanding more about the situation. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you very much for the invitation.